Hi guys, welcome to the craft table. Today's tutorial is a viewer requested. During one of my tours, one of my viewers saw the word blocks that I have sitting around and asked about how to do them. Well, very seldom do I say no. So today we're going to do a very simple word block, and I'm gonna get you started on the basics, and that way your imagination can take over, because word blocks and letter blocks, there's no end to what you can do. Anyway, you need some wood. I've got 3 pieces. I kind of have an idea of what I want to go with here, so I have 3 pieces. You're going to need to sand them down. They're pretty. You're going to need sandpaper or sanding block, or if you're lucky enough you have a sander, but smooth off the edges. These ones are fresh out of the garage and pretty rough. You want to get the splinters and stuff out, and then you're going to have to paint them, so pick the color paint you want. I already picked mine. I like to get from Lowe's the Valspar color samples that they put out once a month. You get some really nice paint and some really nice colors, and for a really good price. These are very cheap. They're just they're 8 fluid ounces, but for the price that you pay, which I know I spent less than $3 on this whole thing, and for the amount of paint and for how nice this paint is, definitely worth a trip to Lowe's once a month. But you know, no sponsorship, nothing like that. It's just my personal opinion. Worth it. So I'm going to be using the Gravity Gray, I guess. It's in satin. But this is a few months old. I don't know if you can get this anymore. And you're going to need Podge and a brush for that. And then you're going to have to raid your paper scraps. I have this little Winter Frost matte stack, it's called. I got it from Walmart, and it has it was winter type paper, and it's 2-sided, all different little designs and stuff like that. And pick out what you like. I like different pieces on each block, so I'm still trying to figure out which 3 I want. And when you cut these down, you're going to have to cut them. You will cut them to give yourself a 1/4 of an inch of a border around. So after you've got this all sanded down, cut to where you want it, and paint it up, then take your ruler and measure it, and make sure that you give yourself a 1/4 of an inch. So if this is, say, this little piece here is 5 inches long, so I would make this 4 3/4. That way I can give myself a border, and it is 1 1/2. So I would cut it down so it was 1 1/4. So just take a 1/4 off of the main thing, and that way when it lays down, it's got a nice little border all the way around it. So you will need a ruler, your paper, sandpaper, wood, paint, Mod Podge. Oh, and of course your cutting device. If you happen to have, which I do, I am such a lucky girl. If you have a cutter, awesome. If not, scissors work always. So this is what you're going to need. Let's take care of our wood, get it painted up, dried up, and we'll be back in a minute. And we're back. These have been cut, sanded, and painted. And this is the way I want them to look. So now we're going to add the paper. And believe it or not, I did make up my mind. I want this one for here. This one here. And this one here. So let's bring out the Mod Podge. Okay, with our little brush, and you don't need a lot. Don't oversaturate it. Basically just go down through. Put your Mod Podge where your paper is going to lay. Don't want to oversaturate. You never want to oversaturate with Mod Podge. Okay. And now just put your paper where you want it. And just kind of rub it. There, and I am going to let this sit for at least 10 minutes, so it's all at least tacky, and then we're going to go over it with another coat to hold down all the edges and to coat the top of this paper. So don't go away. Alright, this is all nice and dry, so we're going to take very small, very light coat and go over the paper. This will protect it. It'll hold down the edges. Give it a nice finish. And you do not want to saturate it, it will cause bubbles. So just a very light coat, just to make sure it stays down. Just like that. Okay. There we go. Now this I'm going to let sit for about 30 minutes so it's totally dry, and we will put our letters on. So don't go away. Alright, these should be all nice and dry. And now we just put the words or the letters on it. And like I said, you can use something cut out. I cut mine out of vinyl on my Cricut, but you can use stencils. You can buy stickers from the Dollar Tree. If you've got great handwriting, grab a marker or your gel pens and go to town. You can put anything you want on them. But you have nice, pretty canvases now. So now is just the fun part. let it snow. This is the basic step. You put paint on some wood, put some paper on that wood, put your letters, whatever you want it to say, on that wood. The wood does not have to be perfect. The letters don't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. But how cute. And now you can sit these anywhere you like. If you use vinyl, like I did, don't go over it. Do not spray it. If you use paper or paint or stencil, even if you handed it with markers or whatever, yeah, go ahead, take your clear coat, spray it over. That way you can put them outside, you can put them anywhere you want. When they get dusty, come along, wipe them down, no problem to it. If you use vinyl, like I did, do not spray over it. After a while, the vinyl will start to shrink, your finish will crack. Don't do it. Now, you can be done. Or, you can take out some distress ink, any colors you want, with a sponge or whatever, and you can distress the edges. Just add here and there. It doesn't have to. This is all optional. These are all options. You can also grab your gel pens or your markers or crayons, whichever, paint even, and just do some decorating. Make them yours. Give it that little bit of a home touch. Just little things that make them yours. That's the whole thing about the crafting. They're yours. Your style, your taste. Nothing is wrong. They're always unique. Homemade is from the heart. Unique. They're yours. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I sparked that little bit of imagination and got you going. And I really do hope to see you soon. So, bye-bye now.